or Seattle? Who you going with?
I'm going with Seattle. Got a nice, solid team, quarterback that I like. I mean, I think it's going to be a competitive game, but at the end of the day, I'm a little sick and tired of New England, so so that kind of weighs in a little bit too.
You don't like the second coming of Tom Brady and Drake May?
No, I don't.
I know you're a big basketball junkie, but
Yes.
football, do you follow football much?
I do. I enjoy watching football. I'm a Hawks and Notre Dame fan, and so between the two of them, we had a pretty good season, and it's just kind of I don't know. I enjoy that. And as far as pro ball is concerned, you're in the Midwest here. I was born and raised. You're a Bears fan, and so still a Bears fan, and we had a decent season there too overall. So
I was talking with Greg Anderson, and we were talking about how teams, it seemed like in the playoffs, instead of taking the points, try to go for the touchdown, and it's kind of bitten them a couple of times. So what would you do as a coach? Would you take the points, or would you take the risk of maybe getting 7 instead of 3?
The perception probably is I'm a pretty conservative guy, and in work I am, but in sports, no, I'm going for the W. So yes, I would be bypassing the 3, and I would be going for the 7. I think the other part of it is just the psychology of it, and I'm basically telling my team that I believe in you. So the players, I'm going to give you the green light, because what quarterback and what line, what running back at that point in time, 4th down and 1, doesn't think that they're up to the challenge. So and I think the statistics are what they are, and more often than not you're gonna be successful. So yeah, I would definitely swing for the fence, I guess, the bottom line.
Getting back to basketball, how's your nephew doing at South Dakota State?
He's having a pretty decent season. I mean, we got into this discussion with the client yesterday. It's kind of interesting as far as how recruiting has changed, and again, the junior college ranks basically no longer count towards playing as far as a college ball. As far as, in other words, if I played 2 years as far as junior college, now I go off to a Division I, let's say, college. I go off to Iowa State, and I want to play out there. Historically, it's been you've got 2 more years, and that's it. Now you basically can go 4 years as far as out there, so it's a fairly new rule that came into play.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, exactly. So now what's happening is the recruiting that's taken place is basically, if I'm Brian, in this example, as far as coaching at South Dakota State, he said, I almost never am looking at high school players anymore. I'm looking at junior college players. Somebody that's, been at a different level. We all know that high school players, I mean, there can be some really good ones, but it's a rare one that can go from there to D1. Now, if I get that extra step in between there where I play at a junior college, now that individual has another year or maybe 2 years of experience as far as playing against bigger, stronger, tougher kids. Bottom line, they're probably going to have more success as far as at the next level. So
you could see 25, 26-year-old men out there playing college basketball.
Yes, exactly. When you do the math as far as on this, exactly. So yeah, it's a whole different ball game. It's kind of like in football. This year is interesting as far as to hear the Indiana team that won the national title. The average age was like 6 months younger than the Green Bay Packers team. So the average age of the Packers versus the average age of the Indiana college team was about 6 months difference as far as an age.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable. So that coach realizes, he's going after some of these older, more experienced kids and what have you. And again, bigger, stronger, tougher. So it worked out obviously for them as far as this past year. So I'm guessing the recipe will continue to spread as far as other programs, kind of viewing it the same way.
Of course, money is your main thing.
Yes.
And that's a big thing now in basketball. Is Brian gone to you for any advice about this NIL and all those other things?
I can't remember the numbers, folks, but I'll give you a good ballpark. So it's and I'm again talking very round numbers. Brian's budget, as far as for essentially paying individuals, college for players to come to play for him. So he's got a budget of X number of dollars, and it's under $100,000. I don't remember. I want to say it was $65,000. This took place 6 months ago, and I forget the exact details. But he contrasts that to Utah. Utah, as far as their budget, and I shouldn't say Utah, I should say BYU. BYU's budget for their college team was millions. And I think the number was 4 or 5 million that they have versus his budget is under $100,000. So again, it's and I read an interesting article. It's like 2 days ago, and I'm a Cubs fan as well. Midwest, gotta support the Cubs, whatever. And so the article was basically saying, will there ever be a balance, and do some of the teams ever have a prayer as far as for winning a World Series? And what they looked at were the numbers as far as, excuse me, the Los Angeles Dodgers budget as far as for players is equal to the 6 bottom teams put together. All of them combined, 6. They've spent less money than the Dodgers, one team. And basically, the meat of this article is how do you create, an opportunity as far as for some of these smaller programs to be able to compete as far as with the Dodgers. And number 2, I think, was the Mets. They're way up there. The Yankees way up there. And then you got, the Brewers that somehow are trying to piece together something each year, and the Pittsburgh Pirates that are trying to piece something together. So it was an interesting article, and again, just goes back to what we were talking about. Money, money, whether it be at college, money as far as in the pro level, and, is it good, is it bad? And people can throw stones at it, but it's obviously made, better opportunities and the skill sets that comparisons, today versus 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's night and day. So money is there. There's many positives to it, but a couple of these areas, I'm not so sure if it's a win or not.
So how is Brian handling that? Because I would think it's just one more thing thrown on his plate.
Sure.
Before, recruiting, coaching, and now you got to be a money manager.
Yes, exactly. You have to go out. You have to. We get notices now. As far as trying to get money, as far as from the college, as far as there, I get it from Iowa, I get it from Notre Dame, I get it from various places that we've supported in the past. But yeah, that's a big item, and making those decisions as far as who gets what, because all the players aren't getting paid. Some of them are there, they're not going to get a nickel. Now, again, if I show up and I'm very, very good, competitive, the reality is I'm going to get paid, and if you don't pay me, somebody else is going to pay me. So 2 years ago is when he lost his really marquee player. He had a really good player, and that player ended up going to play for the Blue Jays in Omaha. And again, it's tough. I think the guy got like $500,000, and Brian's whole budget was $60,000 or whatever the heck it boils down to. So
that is crazy, because I do hear talk about like the quarterbacks.
Yes. What they're getting paid. Yes.
Yeah. $6-8 million.
Exactly.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Don't you get your education free? Does that count toward anything?
Correct.
Do they go to class?
Yes, exactly. You look at last night's a good example as far as different sport, but basketball, the Iowa women that looked awful. They're out in USC, but you just stop and think about, okay, they flew out there when they're staying X number of days because they play UCLA this weekend. When am I in class? It's a reality of it as far as this is a big time job and whatever, and that's a different level. You're talking, quarterbacks in football with all the money that's in that arena. Man, it is big time. So anyway, yeah, it's fascinating. And again, most people that I talk to are against it. They, would love to see it gone. Well, it's not going to go away now. It's just a question of, do they modify the rules and, how they put it into play. So
Men's Day with David Nelson. We're going to check the weather here in a minute, and we'll have more.
Service on the double from RHA Service of Clinton for restaurants, bars, and grocers. RHA Service is on call 24 hours, 7 days a week for all your refrigeration needs. RHA sells and installs new walk-in coolers, reach-in coolers, bottle coolers, and ice ice machines. Call RHA Service at 242-4563. That number again is 242-4563. 24-hour emergency service, and they service most brands. Quality sales and service since 1977. That is RHA Service, 524 3rd Avenue South in Clinton. Phone 242-4563.
Daisy K here. I know little Dabner's just wondering what to get me for Valentine's Day. Well, I'm done being subtle. I'm gonna come right out and tell him to go to Grandma's Goodie Jar. The quality, freshness, and real ingredients in all those unique hand-dipped treats. Mmm, the smell of chocolate, chocolate, and chocolate. Oh, wait, he may never come out of there. Dabner, oh, Dabner.
Grandma's Goodie Jar, your home for Valentine treats. Follow them on Facebook or find them at 401 North 2nd Street in Clinton.
It's time now on KROS for the Storm Track 8 weather forecast, brought to you by Awesome Car Wash.
Happy Friday. We are still going to be cold today with highs only in the teens, but we will be quiet. There is going to be building clouds with a little bit of a breeze with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour as we head into the afternoon. Still in store for a cold night, but we'll start to see warming temperatures into the weekend. Highs go to the 20s for Saturday. I'm Storm Track 8 meteorologist Morgan Strackbine.
Currently, we have overcast skies and a temperature of 7 degrees. Winds out of the north at 10 miles per hour. This weather report on KROS has been brought to you by Awesome Car Wash.
Awesome Car Wash in Clinton has everything to meet your car wash needs. They have 6 self-serve wash bays to minimize wait times, a touchless automatic open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and a tunnel wash open daily from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Awesome Car Wash is located across from Purina on Manufacturing Drive in Clinton. Stop in, check them out, and see why customers are saying,
"It's awesome, baby!"
At NelsonCorp Funeral Homes and Crematory, we have found that part of the stress families feel when making funeral arrangements is the time pressure and being unfamiliar with the task. By making funeral arrangements in advance, there is no time pressure. Also, we find that family members appreciate knowing the wishes of their loved ones. This is Mary Rupp, Family Service Counselor at the NelsonCorp Funeral Homes and Crematory. For more information on pre-planning, give me a call at 242-0252. I can help.
Grow Clinton is proud to name AdCraft Printwear USA as the recipient of the 2025 Value Spotlight Industry of the Year Award, honoring a local business that exemplifies growth and innovation, community commitment, and economic impact. AdCraft Printwear USA's roots go back to 1974, when Terry and Barb Sullivan launched their custom apparel business right here in Clinton, Iowa. What began as a modest family-run shop serving the local community has now blossomed into a leading nationwide provider of custom apparel. AdCraft's commitment to growth is clear and evident. The company is completing a new $5 million headquarters expansion in the Lions Business and Technology Park located off of Mill Creek. The 36,000 square foot facility will support production and introduce a retail space affectionately known as Sully Sports. Congratulations, AdCraft and the entire team. Keep up the stellar work, and thank you for your unwavering commitment to our community. For more information, visit growclinton.com.
Men's Day, we're going to have the Sullivans in from AdCraft. That's great to see in the community out there on the Parkway, yes.
Love it. It's, again, somebody putting some money back into the area as far as showing a commitment to the Clinton area, and, individuals need to support it. It's I don't know how many years they've been in business, but it's been a long, long time. And again, probably comfortable where they were, but we're committed to making a difference and set up shop. And it's nice to see out there. Good looking building. I haven't been in yet, but again, a good commitment as far as to the Clinton area.
Yeah, that is quite a project, and we're going to talk to them about that. But the commitment you made to the community as well, because you've got clients in 48 of the 50 states?
Yes.
And you're down in Davenport as well, but home base is just down the hill.
Yep, and will continue to be. This is the hub, as we tell people, and will continue to be. Yeah, we've been very lucky as far as over the years, as far as we've got clients scattered all over the place. We've got one as far as international one that we're working with right now. Some folks that he's kind of an executive as far as for Deere. Met up with him out in the Des Moines area, give or take, probably 3 weeks ago, and he's from the Netherlands. His wife is from the UK, And anyway, we'll see as far as that'll be first. It's much more complicated and difficult as far as to work in our line of work as far as with somebody abroad. But I think we can meet the restrictions and what have you as far as in this situation. So yeah, it's, I'm born and raised as far as here and plan on staying here a long time. I have clients that'll give me static as far as some of the other outside offices that we oversee. Why are you here when you could be living there? And well, number one, I've got grandkids galore as far as in this area, so that's probably the top of the list. And number two, I'm comfortable here. We're so lucky. I mean, people underestimate as far as, you look at the cost of living, the access, just a couple hours to Chicago, hour of the Quad Cities, couple hours, 3 hours, give or take, to Des Moines. We're in a pretty nice spot, and a day to day, you can have a pretty nice house, and we're very lucky. I mean, we've got a little acreage as far as on the outskirts of town. You can't have that in most places. So it's, I plan on hanging around here a long time. So anyway.
How do people find out about you? You talk about this gentleman that you were talking about.
So almost all of, we track this data. Obviously, we do this. This is a form of, you could say, as far as trying to get our name out there as far as to individuals. We do TV segments. We do various speaking gatherings as far as that I do. But at the end of the day, we track these numbers, and over 90% of our clients now that they came to us were referrals. So the individuals outside the area, we're typically working with 60, 70, 80-year-olds. So a lot of the folks that are out of the area are kids of the people that we're working with. So that's probably the most common, or it's a friend. I brought aboard somebody years ago, as far as he's out in Utah now. He was in the Carolinas at that point in time, but one of his best friends that he grew up with is a big shot attorney in Atlanta. And so he referred them to us, and now they've been a client for probably 15 years, give or take. So Utah, North Dakota, and Atlanta, all via that one relationship. So yeah, it's you take care of people. Word spreads. As I was told years ago, I think it was IBM that did a study. Who knows if it's even applicable today? The data may be outdated. But it takes 8 contacts with somebody before they become a client or become a customer. And so for us, again, you take care of people year after year after year. The name has a way of coming up at certain points in time as far as with friends and relatives. And then you get a phone call and say, hey, so-and-so told me about you. I'd like to chat. And so they're harder, I will say, the relationships, outside the area. Even with the technology today of being able to communicate through a Zoom type call, it's still not the same as far as being next door to them. But at the end of the day, it works for us, and most of the relationships it works for the clients as well.
But I know you do make an effort to see some of these people.
Yeah, we do. The arrangement was up until COVID that every other year we would either travel their direction or they would. So we alternated years, I guess, is the easiest way of explaining that. And so yeah, very very important. And we've got clients that again are a couple states away where we see them on a annual basis. But yeah, it's crucial. I mean, we're in a people business. We're in a trust business. And so people want to know, who you are and how you operate, and, if they can come to town and kind of see the people that are behind the scenes and what have you. I always enjoy that because, we've got some really, really good people. We've added 2 new people in the last, give or take, 3 months. We'll be adding another 2 people as far as, and again, for those that are in the area, the good news is they're here. We're hiring them in the Midwest here. We're not hiring them as far as in one of the other locations. So we want to do what we can as far as to continue to support the area, spend the money here, hire the people here, and again, the hub is here and will continue to be.
We're visiting with Dave Nelson of NelsonCorp Wealth Management. Your growth has been phenomenal. I mean, you do taxes now, your Medicare,
Yep.
outside of the markets.
Yes. For years, again, and I share this with people all the time as far as that day one when we started, it was strictly money management. That was pretty much the objective and the goal for years. then we start realizing that everything we do as far as making recommendations to people on buying or selling, and should I put this in my IRA, should I not put it in my IRA, all these decisions that went into that basically are reflected on the tax return either today or tomorrow. So we said we've got to bring it in-house at some point here as far as the accounting. And so it took, give or take, about a 10-year period of time as far as to figure out the mechanics as far as how to do that. So that was a really important piece. Legal has been part of our organization as far as in-house. They're not employees, but we have a location in our buildings as far as where the attorneys will come into our building and meet with our clients, what have you. That's been in place for probably close to 40 years now. And then Social Security was a big piece again, we needed the expertise and the skills as far as to advise people in that area. And the most recent one, which is what you just mentioned, would be Medicare. For years, I just tried to do everything I could to dodge that discussion. You know, I don't know, I don't understand it, and I don't have the time to understand it. So we embarked on that probably now 3-4 years ago, and we got 5 people that are licensed and certified as far as in that space, and that is absolutely off the charts as far as booming the number of people that are coming in, needing help and wanting help as far as in the Medicare area. And when people understand the importance of coordinating those decisions as far as with the accounting people, as far as to make sure as far as that it's a decision made with all the information, that really can make a difference as far as what people pay as far as for Medicare. It's impacted on your tax return. Your premiums are determined by your taxable income. And so subsequently, there's things you can do to try to drive down your income, which in sync will drive down your Medicare premium. So anyway, so it's really important. I don't know if we're done as far as adding, stuff to it, but
we can have a car wash or what?
Yeah, not in the foreseeable future.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll have to wait and see as far as what other pieces to the puzzle that we need to add.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in. Before we let you go, we have to talk about what you do for the community. I mean, school drives, toy drives, food drives. You do it all.
To whom much has been given, much is expected. My kids heard that for years. My basketball players would hear that on a regular basis, and I'm really proud of that because it's an important piece. And we have had lots of breaks, and trust me, I've made plenty of mistakes, folks. But we're in a nice position where we can do it, and because we can do it, we need to do it. And the bottom line is, we're very blessed to be able to do it, support a lot of charities locally here. I shared with my kids the other day, Mercy Ships. I've got a couple international ones that I'm really biased towards. Feed the Children. So my wife and I, we've created 2 foundations, and so we're very blessed to be able to give away lots and lots of money each and every year. And we'll continue to do that even long after we're gone. We've got it set up where it'll the pipeline will continue as far as giving money as to charities and organizations that we care about and we respect and are making a difference in this world. So
you kind of got your start with your father-in-law, and I know you have your twin sons who are involved with you. So I mean, it's going to be around for a while.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. A couple son-in-laws and a couple sons, and one of the 5 children is not involved in the business. The others are. So yeah, we plan on being around a long, long time.
Appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thanks, Gary.
We can do it. Need a new roof, new siding, a new deck, doors, windows, or remodeling work?